Hi, and welcome to this lesson on molarity. So in chemistry, whenever you hear the word molarity, it means that you're talking about concentration. And the actual equation that we have for molarity is that your molarity is equal to the moles of solute you have over the liters of solution. So first let's make sure that we have a couple definitions down. Solute refers to the substance that is dissolving in your solvent. So for example, if I were to put a few grains of salt into a cup of water, we would see that salt dissolve. So the salt itself would be the solute, and the water that is dissolving in would be the solvent. And then for solution, your solution is comprised of the solute and solvent together. So your solution would be the water and the salt that has dissolved in it. So when we see moles of solute or liters of solution, it's important to know what we're referring to with each of those terms. Now let's take a look at a sample question applying this equation to see if we can do a calculation in a molarity problem. So here it says, what volume of solution containing 11.5 grams of Na, which is sodium, is required for the concentration of sodium to be a 2 molar concentration? That capital M that we see there stands for molarity. So here we have grams, and if we notice, our equation asks us for molarity equals moles per liter. So it asks us for moles in the equation, and we're given grams in the problem. So first we need to do a conversion before we can even plug into our molarity equation that we have above. So when converting grams to moles, if we remember back a couple videos, we do have grams to start with, and we have to look up on the periodic table the molar mass in order to convert to moles. If you have questions on that, please feel free to watch our video on converting grams to moles, because those conversions are important, and that's a basic starting point to get comfortable with before we move on to molarity questions. But if you've already seen that video, or if you're already familiar with that content, then we can proceed here with 11.5 grams of Na. And if you look on a periodic table under sodium, the molar mass is going to be 23, which means that there are 23 grams in 1 mole of sodium. And when we do that calculation, 11.5 over 23, if you were to put that into a calculator, it's going to come out to be 0.5. So we have 0.5 moles of Na. Now that's important because we can take this value now and we can plug in the necessary parts of our equation to solve. And in this case, if we see that we're given molarity, we're asked for volume, and now, based on this first calculation that we did here, we have moles. That means that we have all the necessary parts in order to solve for the missing piece, the volume of the solution required. So let's take a look at that calculation next. So we know that we have 0.5 moles of sodium, and the volume is going to be our question mark here. Let's represent that with a variable. So we'll represent that with x for the time being. So we have 0.5 moles over x because we're trying to find out the liters of solution. We're not sure at the moment. So we have 0.5 moles over x equal to our molarity, which is a 2 molar concentration. And here, when we rearrange to try to solve algebraically, you can multiply by x on the other side, which would give us 2x is equal to 0.5 moles. And then in solving for x, x in this case is going to equal 0.5 divided by 2, which will come out to be 0.25 liters. Now, one thing that's also very important to make sure you keep track of whenever you're dealing with a molarity problem, if you're asked for volume, be careful. In this case, the problem just asks what volume, and it doesn't specify the units. And that's because I wanted to make sure that we have a chance to see that some problems will specify, and you want to make sure that you're careful to do that conversion at the end if necessary. So here, 0.25 liters, if the question specified liters, then you could leave your answer in this form. But if the question were to ask for milliliters, how many milliliters are in 1 liter? If you said 1,000, you're correct. So we would have to multiply by 1,000 to convert to milliliters if necessary. And that just means moving the decimal over 3 places. giving us 250 milliliters or 0.25 liters. So 250 milliliters of solution that contains 11.5 grams of sodium would have a 2 molar concentration. For more questions, please feel free to watch our other videos, subscribe to our channel, or you can visit our website at www.sandersontestprep.com. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching.